I said to you, remember when we started, there is nothing called perfect. But our judiciary, we can work with what we have. They want to capture it daily. And it is this men and women, especially those ones of Pretoria North, who are firm on the law and not on personalities.
Final words on Mbeki. You said, he seems to think that we did not exist when he formulated COPE. His sentiments against Zuma and this election, very pro-ANC, anti-Zuma, speaking at UNISA 2 days ago. He seems, of course, to now be a martyr, as if under his reign and leadership there were no mistakes, there were no accidents, when in fact load shedding started under him and many other things. What are your comments on that?
Well, it is their own internal ANC matter. The ANC members are throwing each other with a snake. So I really don't want to enter. Like I said, he shouldn't behave like he has never been part of any other thing outside the ANC. Phumzile was not going to go there without his approval. Mbazi Mashlo was not going to go there without his approval. Smarts Ngonyama was not going to go there without his approval. The Nkutlu brothers, who have now since departed, may their souls rest in peace, they will not have gone there without his approval, and all of that. So
it was not perfect under his reign.
No, it was not. I mean,
not for people who were HIV infected. Not
no,
for
the
people
ordinary
who were against
people
him in government.
The levels of inequalities increased under him. The levels of poverty increased under him, and then we started experiencing unemployment growing under him. Although the economy was growing, it was unable to trickle down to ordinary men and women in South Africa. So to say the problem started under Zuma, it's not entirely correct. President Mbeki must learn to take responsibility on some of the issues that he knows very well. And they are proven. You see, the thing with load shedding, you can just go back to check. It will tell you date and time when it started and because of what, where, and who was the president. So it shouldn't be that he now wants to create an impression that ANC is everything else. That is the problem with these old people of the ANC who become presidents, and then they don't know what they are going to do after being president. So Zuma's strategy was a very good strategy. It's just that he left under the cloud and then he was in conflict with the law. But when he finished and all these things were not there, he was supposed to just go to Nkandla. When he exits Nkandla, it's when he goes on a mission.
But maybe he did. Maybe he did. And like you, Zondo.
No, he did. No. He did, but he went home with those things. And it's not like me. I was not on retirement. Zuma was on retirement. So he went on retirement with these things. And then they had to call him back to ask him, what is this, what is this? So, but that strategy of Zuma was good to go back. That strategy of Mandela was good to go back. This strategy of staying in Kilani and seeing headlines every day on the polls, the temptation to want to rule from the grave will always be there. It's not good for former presidents to be addressing each other in the manner they are doing. President Mbeki, highly respected, very clued up on economics and African matters. The continent needs him there. He can easily avoid internal politics and go and facilitate peace in many other parts of the continent and go around giving lectures like he was doing at UNISA without necessarily interfering with internal matters. That is statesmanship. So for him to be partisan the way it is and saying he's going to campaign for the ANC and this is his ANC and all of that, as a statesman, we should all be going to him, irrespective of his political party, to seek his wisdom.
Because now he becomes
an
elder of society.
He's
He's
supposed to be an elder, not a player. So President Mbeki enters now the playing field. And when he enters the playing field, we're going to have to play against him. That's an invitation he's making. The elderly thing now stands aside. You come back into politics and you come back as active. He has never left politics. He will never leave politics. But not as an active player in the local politics. We need statesmanship. We need elders in the country, not only in the ANC. Like Mogoeng, when they said he was going to form a party, I was like, but he doesn't have to do anything of that sort. Msenek. Those are elderly people that if anything goes wrong now, they are going to rock up at anyone's door who's causing a problem. And they will receive the attention of such people. But if anything goes wrong, President Mbeki rocks up. We say, but you took side. You can't come now and want to tell us what to do because you took side. We must all find comfort in him and not see him as a factional role player in the current dynamics, not only internally in the ANC, but also in the build-up to elections. It means he's going to say things that we're going to have to respond to him, and we won't hesitate to do that.
Some members of the EFF on social media refer to Chief Justice Raymond Zondo as Barry White, and then some of them call him Comrade Zondo. They say, Amara Comrade.
Yeah, he's a comrade. He's a comrade. He's an ANC comrade, full. Only ANC members will celebrate an election of their member, of their president. It's not our business when we are not members of the ANC or supporters of the ANC. In the JSC, we always say it's not correct for judges to show their political affiliations, although judges are voters. There is a judge who came, and it's Moshabi, I forgot, Raulinga, who said, yeah, I vote for the ANC. And Chief Justice Mogoeng was, they said, no, you can't say that. It doesn't matter who you vote for, but you're not going to come here as a judge and use that platform to say the things you are saying. Don't you think you have to withdraw and apologize? He withdrew that. And it was not me, it was the Chief Justice said, no, but you can't. You can be ANC, I mean, judges are voting. But you cannot put it the way you're putting it. It was reckless. And he was told during the interview, this EFF people must find it, of Judge Raulinga, where he was called to order, saying he's voting for the ANC. Go and put this thing on the wires. Because people, when we speak, they just say, we're talking nonsense. He was called to order there and there. Why is Zondo not being called to order for celebrating internal political victories of a certain faction?
Should be taken to task. Okay. Thank you, Mokone.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
How does your weekend look like?
We are now going to the EFF Election Operations Center. We've established state-of-the-art Election Operations Center here in Johannesburg, in Auckland Park. I think at the right time, they will call the media to come and inspect it. And then tomorrow, I'm in Rustenburg for the provincial election manifesto. And then Sunday, I'm in Metsimaholo, Sasolburg, for EFF Free State election manifesto launch.
Okay. So there's no time in Hyde Park?
No, the time in Hyde Park will always be there. Hyde Park, you mean where I stay?
Yeah.
They will, you can be any busy politician, but never be busy for your wife and your children. Otherwise, you'll experience what Zuma is experiencing with Duduzane. You cannot have that kind of a relationship with your children. And the only way to have a good relationship with them is that under whatever circumstances, you have to make time available. And just say to them, my son is 17 years old now, doing matric. I still ask him, how was it at school? what have you done today? So he feels accountable. He feels this guy cares. And that's why in his 5 years in high school, I was never called to school that he has misbehaved about this or that, because he knows
They can't call
he's
you
gone
to a school.
No, no,
How can they, when the red parades arrive?
it's not true. It's not true. You know, if there are any people who are not scared of anything, it's teachers and principals. So if my child doesn't write homework, they must be. You think they will be scared too? If they're scared, they will write a note.
Just imagine you and Marshall Jamin coming into the school with the backup there.
But I go to the school without.
teachers.
I go to the school without anything. I went now to the assembly where my son, the second born, was receiving his 20th merit for this year. And then they said the parent must come. The mother was not there. I was here. I went. I go to the school and I always tell the security, when we enter the schoolyard, you must never come anywhere close to me. Whatever you do, play very far, because I don't want to cause sin here, and I don't want these children to be feeling uncomfortable. Because now I'm doing my parental duties. I don't mix with them. So I'm going to Rustenburg. I'll be waking up in Hyde Park to Rustenburg, and then I'm going to Free State in Sasolburg. My house and family is in Hyde Park. What good reason do I have to come from Rustenburg, pass my family, go and sleep in Metsima Hall, which is 1 hour away from my house? This gives me an opportunity, busy as it is. I should be able to go in, see them before they sleep. If I miss that, then see them in the morning before I leave. There must never be a vacuum, because a vacuum is what the Boers did with Nelson Mandela. Look at Mandela stays in prison for 27 years. Today, Mandela this, children of Mandela this, children of Mandela that. Today, the African family is dysfunctional because the Boers took the fathers to Johannesburg and left the women in Mahlabatini. And they only get to see their husbands after every 8 months or so, if they are lucky. And the family unit becomes dysfunctional, society becomes dysfunctional. I'm a child of a single mother, and I don't know my father. And I always grew up without having my father, but I always knew there's something missing here. And I vowed to never be an absent father.
Right. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.